Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well. Today we will be analyzing some more games and we will be playing some more games. So I will be playing against Teeth12345 from Canada, Zach Posteraro, I don't know if it's a real name, and I will be playing some Carokann exclusively with the black pieces. And okay, my opponent went for bishop c4, which is a strange line because now after trade I have more pawns in the center. Here this move exists. Here the best move was bishop d3. We will check it very briefly afterwards. There isn't much we can really say to this. I'll play knight c6, try to bring my pieces out in castle quickly. All right, now I have a pretty interesting pawn structure. Okay, now I can play for bishop g4 and e5, but I don't like it. I prefer playing bishop f5 and e6 with the intention of having some sort of a reversed London system with the black pieces. And also, look, I have three pawns that are working together in the center against two, or two versus one. All right, he's attacking my pawn, but I see that I can go bishop d6 with the intention that if he captures on c6, I might have a fork with queen c7, which will attack both the knight and the pawn on h2. So I guess he has to go for something like d4 right now, after which I will just slowly but surely play queen c7 and everything is all right. Technically, after knight c6, I can also take on h2, and after he takes back, I have queen d6. All right, so now he's attacking my pawn, but wait, since he played f4, if he captures, I have queen d6 check, which is a fork. So what if I bring my knight out? He will play g4. Um, Okay, g4 is interesting. Just for the sake of the upload, I will allow him to play g4. Because if g4, I see a nice tactic. I see that I can capture on e5. If he captures right here, I can give him a check as in between move. Also, if he goes after g4 takes on e5, I have knight g4, which is obviously winning. So that is a little bit how things go in this game. Now I see that I can give him a check. Okay, just for the sake of the upload, I will go for check. It's not winning or anything. Here he has to go d4. Um, yeah, because if he didn't, then I will have played knight g4. We will check it briefly after the game. And now I shouldn't be playing h5, but I like the move h5. I'm basically preparing some kingside attack. And since I already have a couple of open lines and so many pieces playing there, I will actually play it. Yeah, so that's how it goes. If he goes for a move like h3 or g3, then I will either capture, or if h3, go knight h5, knight g3, because he will be weakening the g3 square quite a lot. So that's a little bit how it goes. Okay, knight a5 is a decent move. I will just retreat back to c7. There's nothing much I can really add to this. Everything makes sense. Everything is logical. Hard to fight against that. It's just that he's weakening a lot of squares. So I will just go knight e4 instead of knight h5 with the intention of eventually planting my knight on on g3. Plus, let's just think about something else right now. Right here, I might be threatening some f6 with the intention that if the knight moves back, I'm winning the pawn on f4. So if I go f6, he has to go knight d3. After which the knight will be defending the pawn, but if I move my knight away, the bishop might be targeting the knight on d3, so I might be winning the f4 pawn. Okay, this is a strange move. It's a strange move because it feels like I can just play f6, and if he goes knight d3, then I can just go right here, he moves away, I capture, you capture back, and then I win the pawn. So I guess after f6, knight d3, knight g3, he has to go rook f2, but if rook f2, then I can at the very least... I will show you. I can, if knight d3, go knight g3, rook f2, and then I have a nice move in mind. I'm thinking about c5, c5 is too much. All right, he's just giving me the pawn. Um, okay, if I capture here, he can capture, and go and then go knight somewhere, but I have 92. So I will just go snap the pawn. Snap it. Yay. And basically, I'm winning a pawn. Haha. I'm the best. I'm winning a pawn. No, but obviously it's a very hard game here. Okay, now he has a trick. Basically, if I capture the knight, I'm losing the queen, but I have an in-between check. It's very important, guys. Always look for in-between checks. I don't have to capture the knight immediately. I can just move my queen away with tempo and then capture it. I have to attack something, so I will just attack the king. It's a check. Now he has to move the king away. He's not in time to save the knight, which is still hanging, by the way. Once the king moves away somewhere, now he's even giving me knight g3. For the purpose of the output, I should be capturing the knight, but I decide I will be, I decide myself to just capture here. Yeah, I go knight g3, and then I don't have to capture the knight. I can first capture the rook with check in between move. He has to capture back, after which I can just capture the knight for free. And now I should be completely winning. All right. I don't know what my opponent might try to go for. I can just capture on f3. This is definitely an option. When you're up a couple of pieces, just trade off the queens. It never hurts. I mean, you should be doing that consistently or every time you're playing. But yeah, now he's also giving me the knight, so I will just capture the knight. And yeah, now he's trying to trap my bishop, but of course I won't get trapped. If yeah, now I will just go for another pawn. Yeah, this position is very hard. I mean, it's just lost, sadly. If he goes rook g7, I will go rook e7. If he captures, I capture back. Everything is fine. And yeah, and now I'm just pushing the pawn, and I want to call it the day. Yeah. If rook check, I can push, but I'm losing the pawn, so I can't. So I will go rook e2 check first, with the intention of whatever my opponent goes for, I will be playing d2 afterwards. And notice my rook is defending the pawn. My rook on the 7th is very strong. And now my opponent lined up his king with my bishop. So guess what? I will actually just go away with my rook to give him a check. And I will go rook e1 check. This is a double check. And notice that the rook has the practical choice of capturing the rook, but the rook can't because it was a double check. So now after rook f2, I'm just capturing on e1. I'm sorry, on d1, which leads to a position where I'm up a lot of material. He goes king to, you know, e3, but I will give him a check first. Now he can't stay in contact with the pawn. I really wanted to go rook d1 or rook e1 check. The problem is that if I do that, he will be capturing the rook. Now I'll go rook c1 because now the king is completely cut off by both rooks, and I'm threatening to make a queen. Uh, if it was a blitz game, I would do this and promote to a rook, but I will make a queen. So it's checkmate. Thank you very much for the game. Let's just go back to one of the sequence of the game. Here, bishop b3 exists. Yeah, bishop b3 exists. And now if I capture queen h5, he's threatening checkmate, all right? So I go g6, he goes queen h4, I go knight f6. And this definitely exists. Knight c3, bishop g7, takes castles, and this is playable. The engine prefers black because I'm better developed and such, but yeah, yeah, this is, it basically happens. Right, and here I'm just finely protected, developed my pawn structure, bishop d6. If he captures on c6, I wanted to go check, check, queen d6, fork, and I'm winning the knight back. I didn't have to do that. First, I thought that I would go queen c7, and if knight d4, I capture, and move back. But the problem is that he might be capturing here, and if I move my bishop away, he might be playing g3 to trap my bishop. This is how I decided myself to play bishop d6 first, and not queen c7. f4, knight f6. Now if he captures, I go queen check. Since he played f4, he opened up his king. It weakened the king quite a lot. Yeah, so he played d3. I played queen b6 anyway with a trap. If he goes king h1, I can capture, go knight g4, which is threatening knight f2 fork. And if you're not careful enough, this can even lead to some devastating checkmate, where I'm sacrificing the queen and checkmating with the knight on f2. But obviously, even here after knight g4, he has the option of playing pawn to d4, and there is simply nothing. But I still wanted to try my opponent out on this, call him out on this tactic. I play h4 because I was just going for a kingside attack. Now, of course, he was attacking my queen. I had to retreat it back, and notice how I'm just bringing my pieces into the game. I'm looking for some tactics, but I'm just pushing a little bit, and at the same time, I'm just trying not to blunder my pieces. Yeah, and now, of course, I played f6. He had to go knight f3, after which I wanted to go knight g3. If he goes for rook e1, then I can simply capture, capture, capture. And if check, I have king f7, which was the whole point of my thing, just for the purpose of the upload. Uh, yeah, so he has to go like rook f2 also if he doesn't want to lose the pawn, but this is still a very bad pawn structure. So this is a small problem here. But he went knight f3, so now I'm just winning a pawn. And after 95, sadly, I have this in-between check, which is forcing the king back, and only then can I win the knight. Of course, if he goes king h2, I will have captured the knight simple instead, but he went king h1, which leads to this devastating couple of in-between checks, and now, of course, it's just completely lost. All right, if you have any more questions, just let me know in the future. Thank you, everyone. See you in the future. Take care.